yourself?
God?
I think so.
With great power comes great responsibility.
I'm no Spider-Man. Yes? You cool? Oh. Good morning.
Yeah, okay.
You ready to change my name on here, yeah?
hay fever. I haven't had it for about 5 years, but this year it's been horrendous. And I normally get it early. I normally have tree pollen, so normally this time of year it's done.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, I'm on my phone, so I won't be videoing. I'm working in one ear. I'm only working in one ear.
Right, I've stuck a link to Side Games.
Yeah. How do you get rid of the big icon?
May need to just describe to James.
What's that?
I've just sent a link to Roll20, but I don't
Oh
suppose
crap,
you'll be able to-
Roll20. No, I don't have it on my phone.
Don't worry about it. We'll get live.
Yeah, but they've changed it all. It used to be. Oh, of course it is, because it's an audio and video. Oh yeah, video display, named only. No, I thought it'd be under personalization display. Can you hear my fan?
Nope.
I'm not James. I'm not James.
We're all fans.
That was too early.
Was the links and things, the wiki that I've set up, is that really useful, do you think?
Yep, I'm not sure though.
Because when you start writing stuff down, I want to start cross-referencing things, so I can just click to visit things, and then suddenly it's, wait, just do a wiki.
No, it was very good. I had a look at it and I was trying to use it to figure stuff out. So.
Stop.
No, for my backstory.
Yeah, no, that was entirely the idea, yeah. If you want to look around at other things, obviously you are free to.
The pronunciation guides are very good as well.
Yes. It takes me a while.
It's like when you said, "How do you pronounce your name?" I was like, "How do I write this?" So I looked at how, Viv Knox, the CK.
Nox, yeah. Because in my head it was Viv Noxus,
Ah, okay.
because the S is kind of surplus with the X. If you just Viv Nox.
Well, I couldn't think of a name, so I spent a good 10 minutes just going through fantasy name generator. But I'll go with that one.
So, I think I might as well start with...
Is Philly not here this week?
No. Vinny's missing for a few weeks, I think. pretty much ready.
Welcome to D&D does damage does D&D even. D&D does damage. Bit weird. But yeah, it's early, it's Sunday morning, you're not used to us being here at this time. I understand. I really do. Okay, so we have a new campaign starting with a new DM. It's not going to be me. You'll be pleased to hear you won't have to listen to me witter on about rubbish. So, I will hand over without any further ado to DM Martin, and he can explain exactly what's going on. All yours.
Morning. So, as you can see, just a bit of an intro to the world. We've got the world up there. The world is generally pretty segregated. Most countries stick to themselves, some more than others. The elven state of Voyovikia, big cyan colour there, they generally don't mix with anyone else. And there are certainly wars and spats and things that break out. The one consistent thing across the world is the state, the country of Kantisha, set up by a particular mage or a group of mages a long time ago. They've spent time cultivating relationships with the rest of the world, setting up embassies in each of the capitals where there are portals back to Kantichi, the capital, which acts as a kind of train station of sorts, or an airport where people can use Kantichi, paying for it, of course, to travel between the countries. 3 of you that we've got here in the last week felt a sudden, not you, felt a sudden drop of something in your pocket, as if someone had just slipped something in, but there was no one there. Pulling it out, you saw a note or a formal invite to a meeting with the Kantishan Council, with no explanation of what the meeting was for. He did, however, describe how to get to your nearest portal, to the nearest embassy, and there was a small satchel of gold to cover your travel expenses getting to that portal. As Bivnox, Dalen, and Sasha slowly make your way to those embassies and show your invite to the staff working there and allowed to pass through. Sasha, you're first to arrive in Kantichi. The room that you arrive in is this enormous semicircle with portals all the way around the curved side, and people are sort of popping in from time to time, and you do too, and someone comes up and greets you and asks to see your invite. Right, yeah, okay, come with me, and takes you off to a room where you can just settle yourself for a minute. Dalen, same thing for you. You come in, get greeted. You're asked to follow, and you enter the same room and are greeted by. If you would care to describe yourself, Sasha.
Sasha is about 5'7". She's an Asimar, so she looks fairly human to most people. She's got long, straight, dark hair, a wicked big greatsword on her back, and considering she looks like she's seen a battle or two, she's still quite neatly presented and looks somewhat dignified for somebody who you reckon has probably used that greatsword quite a few times. But yes.
And Dalen, what does Sasha see as you enter the room?
You're muted.
You are muted.
Sorry, it was on D&D Beyond. Yeah, so when Dalen walks in the room, you see this huge beast of an orc. He's actually a half-orc, but he looks pretty ugly. He's about 6'7", really ripped. I mean, huge shoulders, muscles everywhere. He's dressed in greys, and he's got a big shield with a skull on it and a massive spiked mace or a morning star. And his face is smashed up, his nose is smashed up. He looks like he's gone 10 rounds with an elephant. And people, the sort of character people would cross the street to avoid.
Very much so, as particularly relationship with the orcs to the south of Kentish are not good. So you do get some looks from the staff as well, but your invite checks out. Finally, Bivnox, you arrive in the portal room and are greeted and are shown down the corridor. You in particular will, everyone will certainly pick up on the ostentatiousness of this place. Yeah, as you exit the portal room, it's a huge corridor. It's like 40 feet wide for a corridor, with the ceilings even further up than that, with fully glass. And you can see that there are portal rooms all the way along this corridor. But you two are taken down and are shown into the room where the Sasha and Dalen see.
So Bivnox is a goblin. He's about 3 foot tall. He's got pale green skin, yellow eyes, bald head. He's wearing sort of quite nondescript, like tracker clothing, just practical more than anything. His face is full of scars. He's got like bruises. He's weathered. He's battered as well as Mazdak. He's got a huge crossbow on his back. It's almost comically too big for a goblin to wield. It's almost as big as him. So strapped to his back. The only other thing of note is that if you look at his left arm, it's full of like scars, and down his hand, and on his right hand wrist, he's just got like a bracelet with a single spike on it. But other than that, that's all he's got on him. And he looks completely out of place in this. This is way too posh and ostentatious for him. He's taken aback by it all.
Would it be standard to see goblins around?
Probably not. Again, they tend to stick to their country. They don't travel too much outside of the clans of Vikilia. As an orc, the border between the two countries, it's a shared border. And there's definite skirmishes that happen on the regular between the two.
Okay.
So you two can make up what you do with that information. So you're settled in there, and there's a bit of a gap before anyone comes back. So if anyone wants to do anything,
Dalen would take out his invite and just look up and sort of hold it out to them, because he doesn't know what's going on.
I think that belongs to you.
And he just put it away again.
Bivnox will ignore the two of them and just go to the wall and just slump against the wall, just so he's got a good vantage point of the whole room.
fair enough. Behind there is a window. Let's call it a square room for ease of navigation, with a door on one end and a window on the other.
Yeah.
Out the window is a beautiful looking courtyard. So after a while, the clerk that had sort of shown to a couple of you into this room, comes in, looking a bit confused. Says, the three of you, your invites, may I see them again, please?
And he'll take his invite out again and hold it out.
And checks it against a book that. Yes, okay. Right. Sorry about the delay. Please hold on. There seems to be some confusion here. I will go get one of the mages to come and see to you. Apologies. And
Listen, I came.
Go.
Listen, I came here on good authority. If you've got nothing for me, then I would much rather be in other places where I could be making some money.
You are, of course, free to leave back the way you came. I'm just trying to get this straightened out. Please just wait here. Could I get you any water or anything?
No.
What's wrong with you? Did you get out of bed the wrong side this morning?
I didn't trek all the way here just to be stuck in a room for a long time.
Why did you trek here? I assume you got the invite like we did.
Because I assumed it would be worth my while.
Well, me too, but maybe you just need to calm down a bit and wait.
I'm not one for waiting.
All right, then. Bye.
And so it begins.
We're doing Spot the Arsehole. Found her.
So there is a bit of a delay, but eventually someone new comes in. Says, right. There seems to be a little bit of a problem with those invites. You see, and I was sort of gesturing a hand to take somebody's invite, whoever's closest.
Dalen would just hand it over quite happily.
Thank you. You see it and sort of points a little corner with a sort of shifting glyph thing on. See, this actually acts as a sort of ID for each of the invites. And using that, we can track who you're here to see, who sent the invite, and so on. And they sort of act like raffle tickets, if you've ever done a raffle. So we keep part of the invite, and we can see when the actual invite has been stripped off and sent, and then we've got a track of those IDs. It doesn't matter. It's all bureaucracy. But basically, we can see who sent the invite. But no one sent these. The stub that we keep still has the invite attached to it. So I'm a little confused as to how you three got here. While this is going on, there's, even through the odd situation, there's a certain build of tension within the three of you. You can all feel it. It's it's something that just seems to feel like it's tearing. It's not hurting. It's not painful. There's just a background tearing sense. And the mage is going through all the details of, oh, these are the invites and so on, and you're getting this. Like, so how did you get the invites? Were they sent to you? Did someone deliver them?
No, found in a pocket.
You
I
found it
assume
in-
some kind of magical delivery service.
No,
Well-
Dalen would just nod as well.
Well, it definitely sounds like it was some sort of magical delivery service. We don't tend to do that because it leads to confusion. Not this sort of confusion, a whole different kind.
And whomever did it wanted us to get here because they paid for our travel expenses.
Yeah, we don't normally do that either. We're more about, taking the money than giving it out. So I don't really know what to do here. I mean, clearly somebody wanted you here. And as she says that, there's a rumbling and the floor begins to shake. Outside, well, the light in the room just drops. Because outside, you can see through the window that there's just darkness overhead.
Is that normal for here?
Mazdak,
Hello.
you've had a fairly normal day.
Awesome.
You got up early, you went off to the library and had a little read before going off to the bookend and doing your shift. As that comes to a close, you left. You were walking back home down your normal stretch, which happens to pass the gates to the courtyard of the portal station. And as you're coming by here, darkness.
Oh. Look around. What is dark? Is the sky dark? Is it just black or?
The sky is dark. Yeah, it is black, as if black clouds have just appeared in the sky. You can see. Well, actually, just make a quick perception.
Ooh, first roll, new campaign.
First roll. Forgot about this bit.
Oh, that's really good. That's a 17.
So off in the distance, you can see there is still blue. There just seems to be clouds that's appeared over the city.
Okay. Is there? It's just clouds, or is there? Are there shapes in the clouds, or is there any kind of creature or anything producing this darkness?
Nope, just seems to be cloud. There's no discernible shapes to the clouds or anything. It's just cloud cover.
Okay.
But you do get this trembling that's coming through, and it's not necessarily coming from the ground. It's just everything is shaking. It's not just coming from below. In fact, with your perception, you can feel that it's coming from in the courtyard.
Okay, I will look through the gate very carefully, just to see, are there any of the portal wizards about, or anybody that's usually sort of stood at the entrances?
There's no one this side, but on the far side, you can see there's a couple of people who must work in the portal station.
Are they staring up at the sky, or are they behaving as if it's just a normal thing? Because I've never seen this before. This is weird.
No, haven't. No, and neither have they. You can very much tell that they're confused by this.
Okay. Are the gates currently open?
The gates are open, yes. The gates are never really closed.
Okay. I will walk through the gates up to the portal building.
Okay. Well, as you're going through the gates, we're going to jump back inside. As we reach this point, that tear that you've been feeling erupts into being outside in the courtyard. And all you hear is the mage that's with you go, "Oh no, not again." Can you lot fight?
Of course.
Well, the
Dalen
sword on
will
my
just-
back is not just for decoration, you know.
Dalen just bring up his Morning Star and sort of like bang it on the ground.
She rushes out of the room, holds the door open for you. I'm not much, but if you could help with this, and then we'll go outside. If you've got roll 20 open,
I have.
three of you that have got it available. Zip. I should be able to move you over there. So, James, can you see the screen that I'm sharing through? Discord?
Yes, I can. Yeah.
Good. At least you can see that bit. So you can see there's this long path with a statue in a pond in the middle. The three of you on the left have just come from out of the portal room. Mastak, you're over on the right. Either side of the statue, there have been these tears that open up with sort of purple inkiness eking out from it, and slips out these shadowy, weird, clawy creatures that none of you have ever seen before. But we will roll initiative.
Eek.
First dice roll.
Ooh, that's good.
Ooh, that's not good.
Yeah, that wasn't good.
Right, taking a second. I'm trying to get this working on. How do I do initiative on this thing?
You got real dice.
Oh, got it. Okay. Done.
Do you know what? I'm not even going to bother with that. I'm just going to write it down. Oh, I can do it in Roll20. I've done this before, right?
Absolutely.
Let it turn order. Yep. It's as easy as
Okay.
I haven't put names on.
Did you want me to stream the fight so that we don't see all the voices?
This one's fine. This
Okay.
one's fine. I might set it up in the future so that I've got a DM account and my player account, so I can just share the player account screen
Okay.
or something like that.
You mean we're not fighting the BPEG
Not quite.
now?
You don't know, maybe.
It's the guy in the middle. It's the statue.
The statue. Let's just do this. You setting up. Who's this? That must be. An armored Dane. Correctly. There we go. And then should be able to get for you lot. Go acto. Yay. So let's move you over there. Yep, I need dice as well, don't I?
You do, yeah. Yes, you do.
15 and 17. Well,
Oh, we've been raided. 16 viewers.
Oh, wow.
okay.
Welcome in, Raiders. Welcome to Damage Does D&D. We are at the very start of our new campaign on a Sunday morning. So, yeah, welcome. Thank you so much.
Welcome to the madhouse.
Yeah. JR,
So
JR Nerd Empire, thank you very much. That was awesome.
Thank you. So if anyone wants to catch up, people have arrived. Confusing circumstance. Then there was a fight happening.
Fight!
Yeah, we've literally just rolled initiative. Welcome on in.
So Mustak, I've got you down as a 6. Sasha?
8.
8. Wow, you guys.
We're awesome.
I know, ready and raring to go, obviously.
Really?
Absolutely.
Biv?
20.
Way. Dalen?
5.
5. You guys.
Good job, Biz, on the case, eh?
No. There we go. Right. So, with this happening, Bivnox, you are the first to react.
Okay, I'll shout to Sasha and I'll point to the one at the top. Point to her, point to the one at the top, and then I'll head. Oh, I can move it, can't I?
Yeah.
I assume it's how many? New character who does 25? Oh, 30 feet. Move. 1, 2, 3, 4. Move to that. And then I will, as a bonus action, amplify my Blood Curse of Binding on the one at the bottom. So
Okay.
that needs to make a strength saving throw.
Strength save. Okay. Don't forget to tell me what your abilities and things do, because I haven't memorized all of your characters just yet.
Yeah, so I take 2 points down. What you see is Hypnox takes the spike that's on his wrist and stabs it into his other hand. He doesn't even react to this, just to draw a little bit of blood, and then amplifies the curse. He takes 2 points of damage doing it.
Okay. I'm afraid to say I've just rolled the first natural 20 of the campaign.
Okay, so nothing happens. And then with my action, I will shoot him with my crossbow.
Okay.
We just hold up. So you've got range 100 feet. So it's fine. Nice. Plus 7. Ooh, 25 to hit.
Oh, yeah.
1d10 plus 3. 9 points of piercing damage. I was going to say slashing damage, but it's not slashing. And that's me.
Okay. Great stuff. So it's the shadow monster's turn at the top. He's just sort of floating up and just bolts forward towards Sasha. She's the first he sees, but he can fly pretty far.
Oh, let's go to this one.
There we go. But that's all he can do. The other one definitely can't see Mazdak, so he's also going to run this way. I've just given you further to run, Mazdak.
Yeah, thanks for that.
There we go. Also can't do anything else. Sasha, over to you.
Okay, I'm going to look at the inky creature at the top and go bounding towards it. Think. Yeah, I'm going to have to double time it to get all the way over.
Dash, yeah.
And then I would like to rage.
Oh, we have a barbar.
Uh-oh.
And just stare at this creature and draw my greatsword.
He's just sort of inkly, smokily, shadowily words. Just sort of, he's not phased by the rage at all. He's just there looking pretty monstrous himself. Mazdak. You.
Okay. Well, everything seems to be running away from me, so let's move up to...
Hey, you were just passing by. Feel free to carry on home if you want.
I am thinking about it, to be fair. I was like, oh shit, what's going on? I shall move up a little bit. I'm still very far away, so I'm going to dash as well. To there. And I'm just going to... Because I'm presuming I can't see the other two. I can only see this shadow monster at the top with Sasha, who I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to hold my action for if that shadow monster comes towards me, I'm going to Eldritch Blast it. but I'm just going to hold.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Then that's my go.
Good stuff. Dalen.
Okay, I'm going to ready my shield and run towards the one that's running towards Biv, because it looked, of the two of them, the Sasha looks as though she can take care of herself, and Biv's just a tiny little green thing, so I'm going to go and help him.
Okay, I can move you. What's your movement?
30.
Standard 30, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll stick you right next to Bitbox then.
Okay, and then with my action, I'm going to cast Chill Touch on it. Hold on. Let me just get the next screen open. So Chill Touch is an attack. That is a 21 to hit.
Oh, yeah, that hits.
And that's wonderful. 1 point of necrotic damage.
Awesome.
If it's undead,
MVP.
yeah, absolutely. If it's undead, then it gets disadvantage against attacks against me in the next round.
Okay, not undead.
Okay.
And that was necrotic damage.
Yeah, necrotic damage. And it's got a ghostly skeletal hand goes flying towards it and grabs it at its chest.
Okay. It is
And
unaffected.
it can't regain hit points until the start of my next turn either.
Well, it is completely unaffected by any necrotic dealings.
Oh, thanks. Everything I do is necrotic.
One hit wonder.
Yeah. I've been there. I didn't even think about it, but
Oh no, I have one more thing I can use, but that's another time. Okay, so that's my go. Hold on, just see if I've got any bonus actions. Sorry, it's taking me a little bit to navigate on this
Yeah,
thing.
new character Ludis.
Yeah, also trying to do it on a telephone doesn't help. Where's bonus actions? No, that's it. Me done.
so James, I don't hear people use the full telephone to refer to a mobile.
Yes, but James
Show
normally
your
has.
age.
I am very old, remember.
He normally
I
has
am
his
the
butler do
ancient
it
one.
for him, so you know.
That's true. The thing you drive, is that also a motor car?
No, it's an automobile.
Automobile.
Yeah, but he doesn't actually drive that. You know that, right? He has a chauffeur.
Oh, well, obviously, yeah. So, back to the top of the round then, Bivnox.
Okay, I will again stab that spike into my left hand and activate my Crimson Bright.
Okay.
So I take 1d4, 3 points of damage. Need to be careful. And then I will, as an action, shoot him.
Away.
That's an 18 to hit.
Yeah, hits.
Okay, 1d10 plus 3, and I will add Fury of the Small, which I didn't do last time. Oh, that's good. 9 plus 3, 12 plus 2 for Fury of the Small, 14 points of damage.
14.
Oh no, and my Crimson Right. Sorry, I'll point at that. Oh, extra point, 1 point of lightning damage on top of that.
Wow. That rocked him quite a bit.
And then that thing is getting a little bit close for my liking. So I'm going to move back here and let Dalen be a meat shield.
Okay.
Valid.
Yep. Solid tactics. So the first one next to Sasha is going to try and attack you
Trying to
twice.
hit me.
Trying to hit you. Yeah. I was trying to describe words, but I'm going to roll. 2 attacks. One's a 24 to hit. The other's a 10.
One hits, one doesn't.
Which
I'll
one?
let you decide which one it is.
But they're... Well, I'll do it in that order. So the first is sort of its weird mouthy thing tries to latch onto you. So I want one of those. That does 8 points of damage.
What kind?
Necrotic.
Okay, so I'm resistant, so I take half.
Oh yeah, nice. So 4 points. That's how you do it, Dalen. See?
I'm an Aasimar barbarian, so I'm going to take reduced damage from a fair few things.
Fair enough, but that's all it can do. Yep. The other one then is going to fly straight towards Dalen and try and do the same thing, the weird mouthy thing. To
Okay.
begin with. For 17 to hit.
That's my armor class.
Nice. Which
No,
does,
not nice.
for me it is. Which does 13 points of damage.
Bloody hell.
Necrotic damage again. I don't know if that.
No, that's still just damage.
And then one of his little shrimpy claws is going to have a little lash as well. But probably not. His claws are shit, apparently. That's 9 to hit.
One of his
No.
tiny little T-Rex arms.
Little shadowy T-Rex arms.
Love you, Dan.
Okay, and that's then Sasha. Back to you.
Is that the best you've got? And she's going to slice at this thing with her greatsword. For 25 to hit.
Oh yeah.
For 13 points of slashing damage.
Okay. Anything
And then
else?
she's just going to smile at this thing, kind of creepily.
Yeah, he's kind of already doing the same to you. Just kind of going in front of you.
That is all I can do.
Lovely. Nasdaq.
Okay. Mazdak is going to run.
Oh. Sorry, I forgot to add 2 melee damage for my
Be
rage
rage.
as well.
I'll let it slide for now.
Sorry, new character who dis.
No, all good. Sorry, Nasdaq.
Mazdak is going to run up to the edge of the fountain here and sort of, because he's only tiny, he's only 3'2", he's just going to sort of stand there and fire an Eldritch Blast at this thing.
Okay.
So that's a 17 to hit.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I think 17 is the lowest attack roll that you guys have managed. But still hit.
7 points of force damage.
Cool.
And Mazdak will use the last of his movement just to tuck in behind the fountain. Because, scary.
Big and brave.
I'm not big or brave.
Dalen.
Okay, I'm going to charge at this thing, roaring a war cry, and smack it with my Morning Star.
I'd like to hear this war cry.
Yeah. Please roll.
Sounds constipated, but okay.
Oh, need a big poo. You've gone very muffled,
a natural
James.
1.
A natural 1. Well, I tell you what,
You're kidding me.
because of the fantastic constipated war cry, I'll give you advantage.
Okay, that's 24 then.
So, look,
I
here we
regret-
go.
Yeah, that hits.
Regret it now.
First.
Yeah.
6 points of piercing damage.
6 points of piercing.
No regrets.
And
As
my
far-
bonus
Oh, yeah, go. No,
my
go ahead.
bonus action, I'm going to cast Healing Word on myself. because
enough.
that really, really hurt. Oh, then I've got to try and find the right button to do this. Here we go.
Welcome to being the healer, James.
Yeah. Where has it gone?
Mwahahaha.
There we go. Come on then.
So the shadowy fella there is struggling to sort of hold his form. Bits of him feel like they're starting to float away, but he's managing to keep it coming.
And I heal for 5.
Okay. Very good. Back to the top, and Biv.
So I've just seen that twat Dalen, so I'm not going to do my crimson right because that looked like it hurt. So I'm just going to shoot with my crossbow. Oh, that's good again. 17 plus 7, 24 to hit.
Doesn't your
Yes.
Crimson Knight right last until a rest, though?
New character who dis. Oh, you're right, yeah.
Do you want to
last
move
while you
me
hold
up
the
to that?
weapon. Yes,
So
it
do you
does.
want
Thank
to
you.
help move me up to it, Martin? Because I rushed at it, remember?
You did, yes. Sorry, I've lost my mouse. There you are.
Is it squeaked off?
Wee.
So it's 7 plus 3 plus Crimson Right, which is 1 plus Fury of the Small, for why not? 14 points of 3. 13 points.
How often can you do Fury of the Small?
I was just going to
Twice.
check that.
Oh, twice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Twice per long rest, so I've done it twice. I'm using everything because the new character who did.
Yeah.
I hope
So
we don't
what
fight
was-
something after. Yeah, so 13 points of total. One of those points is lightning.
Cool. Well, he had 2 hit points left, so the crossbow bolt just sort of shoots straight through him, and he just sort of goes and dissipates.
I'll then use my movement to go and help Sasha. Move to there. That's me.
Okay, you go on. I'll take you off the initiative. The other one is going to try and bite and claw at Sasha again. You are the first thing there. The bite is a 17 to hit
Yeah, that hits.
for 6 points of necrotic damage
Half to 3.
after 3. And one of his claws is a natural 20. I got the first.
Ooh.
Ooh, hello.
So the DM's got both natural 20s and we've got the natural 1, so
Yeah.
it's good omen.
I'm sure
Yeah.
it'll be fine.
What's Yep. Last number of averages. Total of 17 points of necrotic, halved to 8.
Good job on Nasamar.
Level 2, man.
Okay.
I'm glad I picked a range character.
It's your go now, Sasha.
I'm going to spit blood at this thing and then take another slice with my sword.
Vicious slice of sword.
19 to hit.
Yep.
Uh, 12 slashing damage this time.
I'll leave it up to you. Describe your kill.
Yeah, she's just going to, after being hit quite badly, she's just going to spit blood all over this thing, bring out her sword and just slice from top to bottom. So it sort of fades into nothingness either side.
Yeah.
And then she's going to hold her sword up against and then just sort of have that thing where her sword's like halfway down her face and she's just going to glare.
Nice. So for now, the shadows have been defeated. Let's get you out of the way. So the mage comes running back out. Like, oh, thank you. There can be a bit of trouble. I really appreciate you dealing with us.
So that's the wrong voice. That's trouble. So, how much do we get for each one of those? We don't do killing for free.
Right. Yeah. No, that makes sense. 10 gold apiece.
Come on.
12.
Okay, I'll take the gold. I don't offer it out.
I don't carry that kind of money on me.
That's all right. I'll wait.
I'll go get. Just sort of call someone over. Could just sort of whispers. Could you just go and get 24 gold to pay these lot? Thanks.
No, to pay me. They can negotiate their own rates.
How about I'd negotiate with your face?
I just ignore her.
Mazdak just pokes his head round from the side of the fountain, just looks at these people like screaming at each other. He's like, just in two minds what to do. He's just going to approach cautiously and just sort of not say anything, just sort of sidle up.
Does this kind of thing happen often?
Maybe we can go back in the room and talk. You may be able to do some more to help. We'll pay you, obviously.
Dalen will walk up to Sasha and say, and the first time you've heard him speak, he says, "Ah, little sister," this huge, bulking orc. He says, "Ah, little sister, you look a bit worse for wear. Do you mind?" And he'll just put his hand on your head and cast Cure Wounds.
She'll raise an eyebrow, but she won't say anything.
That is
Excuse you.
7 points of healing.
You by the fountain.
Huh?
Yes, you.
I didn't do anything.
No,
I was just walking home. I can go. It's fine.
No. Come here. You helped. I saw you. You shot. You got some magic, have you?
Well,
Wait, I've seen you. You work in the student bar, don't you?
yeah. Hi, Mazdak.
Oh, hi. I didn't know you had some magic.
Yeah, I've been studying. They let me into the library. I can study with the books and everything. They said it was all right, and the lady said it was cool, and I did it.
It's very good of you. Do you think you'd be able to help a bit more with you?
Well, as long as we don't, just damage any books or anything, we should be fine.
Oh no. All the books are in the library. There's no damage to them.
These things don't go in the library, do they?
They haven't yet. No.
Cool. Okay, cool. Yeah.
Well, the four of you, do you want to just come back inside and we'll have a chat?
Certainly.
Okay.
Yeah, I assume the gold is on its way. Yeah.
It's on its way.
What do we see with Mazdak?
Yeah, Mazdak is small. He's just over 3 foot tall, skinny, and he is completely bald. Has long, swept back, elvish, pointed ears. He's got silvery grey skin. His face is dominated by a large, squat nose, almost goblinoid. And he has very pale, watery blue eyes, and he's dressed in sort of not exactly rags, but that you can see that somebody stitched together lots of rags to try and make a wizard's robe, but it's not quite right. And he has a pile of books tied up together with some string.
Do we know what race he is, or is it just a mishmash of races?
Would I recognise?
Yes.
So, yeah, Bivnox, definitely you would recognise a Verdon when you saw one.
A what?
Verdon.
Verdon. Okay.
You, Dalen, may have heard of them. They do live in Goblin Country. They are in some way related. You probably wouldn't have seen one. And the descriptions of which didn't mention the large pointed ears. But yeah, Sasha, not a clue. Not from your continent at all.
I'll just be staring at Mazdak. Just eyeing him up.
Yeah.
Well, my thanks to you. I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name before.
My name's Mazdak.
Well, thank you, Mazdak, but I meant the man who just healed me.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were helping me for saying thank you for helping. I sorry.
Well, thank you also.
Mazdak will just try and sort of sidle back towards the fountain.
I am Dalen, sister.
Thank you, Dalen.
You're very welcome.
Mazdak takes out a pen and pencil and starts to write names down in a book as he hears them.
What are you writing down?
Are
you a spy or something?
No, I'm a wizard.
Show me. Show me what you've written.
It's just names.
Okay. Just checking.
Not a spy. I'm a wizard. Well, not quite. I'm nearly a wizard. I'm an apprentice. I'm learning. I'm in the library. I'm allowed in the library.
You're a nerd.
What?
Somewhat paranoid, aren't we?
What?
No, I'm just cautious.
I'm just small.
I'm small too. Don't let it count against you.
Okay.
It's a skill.
Okay.
You don't have to agree with everything I say.
Okay.
I walk into the room.
And so the four of you are taken inside and back into the waiting room you were before.
I'll wait for my gold.
The gold arrives, and she gives you half of it, 12.
We said 24.
I think you negotiated per creature killed, and you only killed one, so therefore you are only entitled to half.
As I said before, you do your own negotiations.
So, Sasha, right? I think you get the other 12.
Thank you.
I think I should get a cut of that because I negotiated that, right? You wouldn't have got anything that went for me. So I'll take half of that. You have 6, I'll have 6 of that.
Try it, little man.
Mazdak is backing away into a corner away from all of these very scary people.
I'll just say to Mazdak, see? These tall people, they can just walk all over us. I'm watching you.
Okay.
I will take 4 gold out of the 12 and give it to Mazdak.
Mazdak looks at the gold in his hand and...
I'll take it out of his hand. I'll look after it for you.
Okay.
Are you resisting that?
No.
Give that back.
You don't speak for him. Anyway, sorry to interrupt you, Mr. Mage. You were saying.
Look, I gave that to him, not to you. Give it.
It's okay.
Back.
He's all right with it. It's a good lesson.
That's because he doesn't know any better right now.
Well, actually, I do know quite a lot of things,
See?
but you're all very scary. I don't think this is a good thing.
I'll give him 3 gold back.
Mazdak again looks at 3 gold. Like, this is possibly more gold than he's ever had ever.
Keep it somewhere safe.
Mazdak scrabbles about, and you can see underneath the robes there's lots of little pouches sewn into it. And he sort of scrabbles around and puts some of the money into one of the pouches.
So, if you're quite finished,
Sorry.
my register dipped there, and I realised that when Dan just said Mr. Mage. Mrs. Mage. So now I go a bit more Jodie Whittaker.
Yeah.
Sorry. So no, that's going to be too distracting. Right. So, yeah, we've seen a few of these a little bit. Never quite with the black sky though. That was new. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what it is. But as far as we can tell, it's some disruption in time. And these creatures, not just these, we've seen these before, but we've seen other things as well that just seem to come through. And they're not, they don't exist. Or maybe they did, or maybe they will. But we're not quite sure. They don't at the moment, if you see what I mean.
Mazdak
No.
is writing this down avidly. So, when you say they don't exist and they possibly are in time, does this? Has there been any work done on? Perhaps are they from the future or the past, or is it a different plane? Do you think that possibly that the library may hold some answers for this?
Well, good questions. We think we've seen both. Some from the future, some from the past.
Excellent. And those ones that we saw in the courtyard, they were
Future.
future. Okay.
Well, at least that's our best guess, because the other things that we've seen were definitely from the past, because we've got some record of them in the library. But these shadow things, we have no record of ever. And given that we've seen things from the past, we've kind of just deduced they're from the future. So we don't know.
Okay, that's cool. Okay. So what we can do is, if they are from the future, then possibly we should try and contain and trap one. Perhaps that would be a good plan.
That's a very good idea.
Is the sky outside still black?
No, that's faded. Not, it didn't fade as quickly as it came, but it has since.
Yeah, and the sort of weird vibration in the air,
Gone.
that's gone as well.
Yeah. So, we actually, while you were fighting them, I was doing some arcane rituals too. It was fortunate it happened around one of the mages like me, because we actually could do a bit of a ritual and try and figure out what's going on with this. And I've taken some readings, but there is a colleague of mine who's currently out doing some research in Cesano. It's up the northwest of it, and I need to get these readings to him. So I wondered if you four might take a letter to him for me.
With
I mean, you don't have other ways of communicating.
Well, we'd normally just teleport around, but there seems to be some problem in the wake of these whatever this is, these temporal tears, somebody last time tried to teleport afterwards, and we haven't heard from them since. They never turned up. So we're taking the cautious route by not teleporting immediately after.
That's really interesting, because if the ones from the was it only the ones from the future that interfered with the teleports, or was it all of them?
Good question. I think last time when somebody disappeared, it was from the past.
Ah,
It was a creature from the past. So
no research has been done into when the future ones happen, so the teleporters could theoretically still work.
How much are you planning on paying us for this?
Asking the right questions.
I don't know. What's the going rate for adventurers like you?
Well, I mean, scientific research should be done for free, because everybody should from the collected wisdom of all the wizards in.
I'll just stare at Mazdak and put my finger.
Mazdak just goes, okay, sorry.
No.
Scientific research might pay your bills, Mazdak, but it does not pay mine. I am usually tasked with something. I do it, I get paid. That's how it works.
That is unfortunately how the world has to work. But Mazdak, I really appreciate the sentiment, and I totally agree with you. But
Okay.
in times like this, we will be paying you. So
How far is it we have to travel? How long will it take us to get there?
it's about 2 days to Lubria, and then you need to go another further day north of that. In fact, if I go to that map,
Oh, hello.
there you go. So, yeah, and she pulls out a map. Whoosh, there you go. So, we're here in Cantici, and you need to travel along to Lubria, and then up the coast to Cesano. And what's his name? That fellow that I need you to go and see. I'm just recalling his name. It's Mage Ignacio Grossi. I don't know how to say that in a Yorkshire accent. Ignacio Grossi.
Rossi.
His name.
Rossi, yeah.
Grossi.
Grossi.
Grossi. Grossi.
Should we expect any difficulties on the way?
Well, again, in the wake of these temporal disruptions, we have seen some strange things happening, like aftershocks, I suppose. It's kind of like an earthquake. If you ever experienced an earthquake, there are aftershocks afterwards, and we've seen the same thing. And some very odd things have happened. Not just there's been some strange creatures that we've seen. Maybe there were other, further tears that have sort of brought things in, or just, I don't know, time skips. Suddenly it's night time, but not like it just went dark here. I mean, it literally just turns to night. Things like that. Weird.
Well, we should definitely factor in hazard pay then.
Well, I would have thought for a group of adventurers that hazard pay is kind of all of the pay.
Why don't you stick to the maging and we'll stick to the adventuring?
Okay. So, you tell me, how much does it cost for 3 days to get a message?
I'll just make eyes at Sasha go, after you. We can obviously take him for a fool.
Well, factoring in the difficulties en route, I would suggest at least 10 gold per day each.
Each? Okay.
Mazdak's eyes just go incredibly wide.
And for extra expenses, say 40 gold per person.
And we've got to get back as well. So
Oh, you don't mean it's 10 gold per person per day, but 40 gold included. You mean that's a total for 3 days travel? You want 40 gold per person.
Well, yes, if you want us to come back, then that's expensive, added expense.
It's
Well,
80.
what I'd say is if you want to come back and earn some more gold, then you can do that. But I'm not paying you to come back. I'm paying you to get the message there. I'm sure I could have more work for you if you wanted to come back.
Well, let's call it 50 gold then per person.
Okay, I can agree to that. So,
I'll begrudgingly give Sasha a sort of.
50 gold per person, 200 gold total. You'll get the message to Ignacio, and then you come back, see if there's any other work that we can do for you
We get paid up front as well.
up front.
Yeah.
No, you can get paid if you're coming back. If I'm paying you to come back, then you can have half now and half when you come back. Otherwise, how do I know my message will get there?
You can trust us.
I have a reputation to uphold.
And
If I say
you
I'm going
must,
to do a job, I'm doing the job.
and you've heard of my reputation, so
I've heard of none of you. Sorry. So reputations don't really, I don't expect you to have heard of me. I've seen the way you fight, and I think you can handle it. So let's just say you can have 25 gold each now. 25 when you come back.
That is acceptable terms.
Do we all agree?
yeah.
Dalen will just nod.
Mazdak, are you going to join us?
Yes.
Some knowledge can't be learned from books, but from experience.
I mean, that's obviously not correct, but yes.
Have you ever attacked anything previously to today
No.
with your spells?
No.
Would that knowledge have come from a book?
Well, in theory, you could. The practice and description of casting spells is contained in the books themselves, and it does explain how that you can make things happen with magic and what spells to
But
use.
is it the same reading about it and experiencing it?
No.
Then come and experience some of the world.
I think it'll be really good for you. Plus, you're going to learn lots. You can write your own book, and imagine if you, Mazdak, have a book in our library. You as the author.
Mazdak faints.
Oh, I had more, but I think that's done it.
I definitely think this one needs to get out of the library a bit more.
I think you're right.
Sorry, did we get this guy's name?
This is this lady is
Sorry,
Lucrezia Netti.
Sorry, say that again.
Lucrezia. Do you want me to actually paste it? So you've got. What I'll also be doing on World Anvil is writing up session reports, I suppose. So things like names. And yes, don't worry, I won't make you guys do it like some DMs.
What do you mean?
Lucrezia, not Cretin, Creti.
Meti, wasn't it?
Meti.
So the person you are talking to is that I'm sticking in the subject stuff, and you are going to see what was their name?
Ignacio Rossi.
Ignacio.
I'm getting quite a strong Italian vibe from this.
Really?
Don't know where that pick it up.
Where did you pick that up from?
We're off to Cesano to get the pizza.
Right. So we are getting into evening. It's up to you whether you want to set off now or if you want to stay somewhere for the night. That we will cover outside of the cost of everything else.
Well, I don't know about anybody else, but I could use a drink right now.
As Mazdak comes round and hears that, well, we could go to where I work, because I probably need to tell them that I won't be coming in for my shift tomorrow.
Yeah. Do you get a discount?
No.
What's the point then?
Well, I need to tell them that I'm not coming in tomorrow.
Well, they'll figure that out if you don't show up.
It's common courtesy, Biv Knox.
But I work there. They paid me.
Okay. I'm just used to working for myself. I don't really understand this reporting to other people.
Okay.
Do what you need to do, Mazdak.
Okay. I will.
What's the name of this inn?
At the bookend.
We shall meet you there.
Okay. I was gonna take you there, but
Yeah. I don't know this place, so
There are rooms there as well, and I think Mazdak was suggesting you stay there.
Then let us go.
It is more of a student bar, so whether you want to stay there or not is up to you.
okay. Well, I'll lead them out once we've got our 25 gold each, which throws Mazdak for another loop. I'll lead them down through the walkways down to the bookend.
I'll follow. I'll be trailing at the back, keeping a good eye on all of them in front of me, looking around very suspiciously at everything.
Mazdak will be pointing things out. Well, as you can see, the great mage that I forget his name now, but he built that tower, and that was amazing because he only had access to a very small amount of books when he did so. But as you can see, the natural talent that he had raised them, and he just carries on and on and on about the city.
And Dalen will be walking right behind him and nodding and looking and just, listening to what he's saying and just looking around and enjoying it. Which is quite a weird thing to see for this giant orcish character. This brute is actually enjoying the guided tour.
So to Mazdak, the quality of a wizard is how many books he has access to.
Absolutely.
Dalen, there are looks your way. You look more like a full-blooded orc than a half orc, which is concerning to people. There aren't many orcs allowed free in the city.
Well, just so people know, I'm half orc, half Goliath, rather than half human, which is why I'm so big.
Fair enough. Didn't get that, but that's fine. That makes sense. The giant side is Bervia on the western side of wherever you're from. I can't remember all of the places.
But you should. You invented them.
Yes. Here you go. The world map. There you go. Puerasia is orc country. Bervia is sort of giant-esque. So yeah, there's a sense to that.
Cool. So yeah, eventually Mazdak leads them all into the bar and goes up to the bar to find the owner, and just these people are my new travelling companions. I have a mission from the wizards, and I won't be able to come in tomorrow. Sorry.
Sorry, did you say you have a mission from the wizards?
Yes, it's very... he sort of looks around. I think it's a secret, but I don't really know.
We've been tasked to go to Cesano, so we'll be gone for at least 6 days.
Mazdak sort of spins around and goes, Well, I suppose it's not a secret then.
It's not a secret then, is it?
So, I should be back in 6 days to take some shifts, but sorry for the short notice. But the wizards did task us with this mission.
Who am I going to get to collect the glasses now?
I'm sorry.
We could leave Sasha behind if you want.
You're hilarious.
Yeah.
If this guy's being obstructive or aggressive towards Mazdak, Dalen will just look at him and glower a little bit.
I mean,
Give me an intimidation check.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Got to get back on the other screen. Intimidation. Oh God, how do I do that on here? Skills. Here we go. Intimidation.
Oh, James will
That'll be a 15.
15. Well, what I was going to say is because you're a hulking intimidator rather than a wordy intimidator, we'll switch your intimidation to be a strength-based skill rather than charisma.
Oh, okay. So that would be
make it 19, I think.
Yeah, I've got proficiency in that as well.
Yeah. Call it strength. Yeah. So you're.
That'd be 4 plus. Well, it's doubled, isn't it? No, it's plus your proficiency, which is 2.
You're a +6 instead of a +2. So.
Yeah. So 19 then. Yeah.
The second he kind of looks at you, he sort of double takes and then steps back and like.
My apologies, sir, but once these wizards get to tasking people to do duties, it's difficult to say no.
Well, yes, sort of glancing up at Dalen. Okay. I'll see you in a week, Mazdak.
Thank you.
We've been told we will be provided rooms here and food and drink.
Okay. If I could just, they do this to me all the time. They send people here and say, "Oh, just tell them it's free." But there's more to it. So could you just fill this out? Because then I could just claim it back off of them.
Certainly.
And he hands you a form. It's just got names and date and things.
Yeah, she'll take the time to scribble it all out.
Drinks, I'm afraid, rooms are covered by the council, but if you want drinks, they're on you.
Very well. The first round is on me.
So, 4 beers?
Just a small beer for me, please.
Have you got anything a bit stronger?
Yeah, we can do whiskey and gin. Gin's getting quite popular now.
Beer's good for me.
Oh, it's one of those trendy bars.
It's a student bar.
It's a student bar, isn't it?
I'll have a whiskey and a beer, please.
In the same glass?
No.
I'm used to serving students. Okay, fine. gives you
A beer's fine for me.
beer. You're small beer, big beer?
Small for me.
Small for you, Master. Yeah. Green fella. Did you want a small beer as well?
Why would you assume I want a small beer? Is it because I'm small?
Yes.
No, a normal size beer for a normal size person.
Okay.
Is it because I is small?
Is it because I'm small?
Okay. Half pint whiskey. Big fella.
I'll just raise an eyebrow as if to say, "Well, what do you think, mate?"
Beer. 2 beers.
Have a beer and a whiskey, same as me.
Okay. 2 beers, 2 whiskeys, 3 beers, 2 whiskeys, and a half for Mazdak. Yeah, that's we'll call it 2 gold. The whiskey's
Very
not
well.
cheap, but thank you. There's darts if you wanted to play any games, or I'm sure the other students around have got cards or whatever if you want to do any of that.
Just some food, please, for now.
Some food. What do you want?
Is that covered by the council?
I know. Maybe. Wait, do we have a form for that? We do. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. You can claim. I can claim that back as well. There you go. We got pretty fresh fish straight off the dock.
Sounds divine.
Yeah. Fish and chips. Fish and chips all round.
Yeah, that'll do.
Okay. Yeah, that'll be out in 10 minutes. Go sit down. You
Okay,
have
so-
to eat.
Sasha will pick a table far away and just sort of sit down, very ladylike.
Mazdak's never drunk in here or sat at a table in here. He is the lowest of the low and basically gets to collect the glasses and clean the tables after everyone's left.
Mazdak, come and sit down.
Mazdak sort of hovers at the table.
Sit, brother.
You're one of us.
Enjoy
now.
your drink.
Mazdak sits and sort of takes a sip of his beer. Lovely.
Enjoying that?
Sasha will immediately down her whiskey and then bang the glass on the table.
I'll just sip at my beer.
Not the best whiskey I've ever had, but not the worst.
I'll tell you what, before we get into the evening and beyond, we'll take a quick break.
Oh, yeah.
11 o'clock. Yeah.
Okie dokie. Right, okay, we will be back in 5 minutes or so, so we're going to go grab a coffee or whatever and be right back.
We got some strong characters.
And welcome back, Martin.
Welcome back. So, the four of you have made your way to the bookend and got drinks and sat down for the evening. You do is up to you.
Mazdak's
So-
just going to sit there and look at these very scary people that he's now committed to going on a mission with.
Have you always been here, Mazdak?
Yes. I was born here. My parents live just out the back here somewhere, just along the bits. My sister has a food cart.
Sounds lovely. And what about you, Dalen? What part of this world do you hail from?
All over, really. I just go around and spread joy and happiness. And they
I
give you
can
a
tell
big,
just by looking at you.
big toothy grin.
I must admit I haven't been home for the past 3 years myself, so spent most of that time travelling and working.
What do you do for work?
I'm a sword for hire.
Well, it's a very big sword.
Well, the size of the sword goes with the size of the gold that I require.
I mean, you shouldn't really make swords out of gold because it's quite a soft metal.
I wasn't being literal.
Oh, sorry.
Talkative bunch, aren't you?
Well,
Yeah.
I-
Well, he is. And I point to Mazda.
Mazdak sort of shrinks back a little bit. Sorry,
It's all right.
I didn't mean to talk too much.
You
I
need to
sometimes get
stop.
excited, and I like to explain things and learn things. I like to learn things. Look, I have a lot of books. He sort of puts his pile of books on the table. He can just see
You
over
need
the
to
top
calm down. You've muted yourself somehow.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, there you are.
Sorry, and you can just see over the top of the books now. You just sort of see his eyeballs.
Yeah, you're not taking all those books with you.
Oh no,
Rebellion.
I have to, because otherwise, how will I learn all of the things?
You're not going to have time to learn stuff.
But and points at Sasha. She said that I would learn things, and also
Is she in charge? Is she in charge? Is she the leader?
Ms. Nettie said that I would learn things.
Oh, okay, whatever.
I have to write them down, otherwise, how would we know that they are learnt?
Okay.
Mazdak, you do you. Just be prepared that not everything that you will learn will be from books.
You said this, and again, I'm somewhat dubious.
Or if something comes to attack you, hitting them with a book won't get you very far.
Well, obviously not. That would be damage to the book. So you would have to obviously just use a spell or stand behind you. Anyway, we're not going to get attacked. We are going on a scientific endeavour. This is very important. So nobody would attack us. That would just be ridiculous. Because
You've obviously never left the city before.
Absolutely not.
There are all sorts of people on the road that will take advantage of people like you.
I mean, it seems a little. No.
Don't worry, little brother. He'll pat you on the head and say, just stay near me and you'll be fine.
Okay.
We won't let anyone take advantage of you.
Okay.
And I won't let Bivnox take advantage of you.
Okay.
That's very presumptuous of you.
How much of that 4 gold did you give back?
Enough.
You'll see a little twinkle in Dalen's eye, and he'll turn to Bivnox and say, By your calculations, you actually should give me half of that money because I also helped to kill that creature.
Yeah, well, I negotiated my rate.
Yes.
You didn't negotiate anything. This is how it works. This is
So does this
like,
mean I get your 50 gold for our travelling? Because I did the negotiations.
no, I
there.
was there for that negotiation. I let you handle that. Look, I'm a tracker. This is how I do my business. If you want to negotiate your own rate, you go for it. But we need to have an agreement beforehand because money is important.
Well,
It's not really that important, is
no,
it?
quite. Knowledge is important because everybody knows that knowledge is. And he just sort of trails off as he notices them all staring at him. He's like,
Yeah.
Okay.
Knowledge will help to an extent, but if you know what's going to eat you, it won't stop it from eating you.
No, but you can know that what its habits are and what it should and shouldn't do. So therefore, you can plan accordingly.
Some things don't go according to plans.
Surely not. That's the nature of a plan.
We'll look after you.
You'll learn,
Don't worry.
little one. Don't worry.
Beard Doctor's got a big, creepy smile on his face. We'll show you the world.
Mazdak just edges a little closer to Dalen.
So you're a reasonably sized fellow.
Who are you
You
talking
look-
to?
I'm talking to you.
Oh, okay.
I don't think it'll be me or.
You seem not quite full orc, but not quite. I can't quite tell what's going on with you here.
Well, it's a bit personal to ask someone's heritage, don't you think? I don't think we're at that stage in our relationship yet. Although I do appreciate the attention, sister. Thank you.
You're welcome. I was just curious.
Mazdak sort of toys nervously with his drink. He's not actually drinking it because he's taken one sip and decided it is revolting.
You're not enjoying your beverage?
Yes, obviously. Thank you so much.
I can get you something else if you prefer.
No. This is absolutely the best possible drink I could have at this time.
Have you not tried these drinks until you work here?
Well, no. You see, I work here. I can't afford to drink here. Which reminds me, I'll be right back. And he sort of grabs his books off the table and runs out of the pub.
Probably going home to tell his mother and father.
He's a little weird, isn't he?
It's absolutely what Mazdak is doing. He's just going to run home, empty his pockets of all of the gold that he's been given, and then sort of give them to his mum, and then explain that he has to leave town for a week, and then rushes off again back to the pub. So while I'm doing that, you three can carry on, obviously.
So, little brother, what brings you here? It's not often your sort is in here.
What do you mean by my sort?
Well, trackers. You're
Oh.
usually out in the wild, aren't you?
Yeah, well, like you, I found that scroll and I just assumed it was a job. So,
Fair enough.
yeah, I'm quite famous where I'm from.
Insight check.
Go for it.
What's your name, Fiddy?
Must always be a fiddy.
6. No, 10. Pretty rubbish. Fair enough.
He believes he's famous where he's from. Whether that's true or not, he believes it.
Mm.
Yeah, I somewhat of a master tracker, hunter. You want something tracked, killed, captured? I'm your gobbo.
Very good. Always happy, always good to know someone of your ilk, just in case.
Yeah.
What about you, Dalen?
Sorry?
It's not very often we see someone of your stature around here.
No, they are quite small people around here, aren't they?
Were you travelling this way for a reason, or is it the same as the rest of us and you received the scroll in your pocket?
As Bivnock said, it's I just received a scroll and decided to come and see what it was all about. I just go where the wind takes me, where the will be, just to see what happens and enjoy life. Life is to be enjoyed.
Somewhat odd, though, that they don't know who sent us these scrolls. You would have thought a place such as this, with the amount of wizards and supposed intelligence, they would know what's going on.
Maybe we should ask the talkative one when he gets back. He seems to know a lot about.
Something in his books.
Yeah.
At this point, runs back into the pub, sits back down, sort of holds his glass. Sorry, I'm back.
We might have a use for you. These scrolls,
Yes?
can you tell? The mages couldn't tell what was going on with them, but obviously you're way more intelligent than them.
Well, I wouldn't say that, but they have many more books than I do, which obviously means that they know quite a lot more. But I can certainly take a look at it.
Yeah, maybe you should take it over and just work on it quietly for a little while.
Okay.
It's the equivalent of giving like a child like a crayons and
Okay.
a
I will take the scroll and sit and look at it and study it. Have I seen things like this before?
It's nice to have a bit of peace and quiet, isn't it?
Well, I'll let you know when you're quiet for 5 minutes.
The nature of the invite is probably something you've come across at some point in the city. Other people will have probably turned up to this very establishment with them, so you might have seen them from a distance or something.
I will cast Identify on it to try and work out if it's magical or if it's in some way special, or just because I've been told to investigate it. That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
So sort of 10 minutes, sit there and cast.
You spend your 10 minutes. What you learn from it is that there is very slight, subtle enchantment on this. Particularly there's like a glyph in the top right corner, which sort of shifts from time to time. It's a little bit animated, and the Identify plus what Lucrezia had said, with that being sort of ID tag, a way to identify the particular invite. But other than that, it's a written piece of paper.
Okay. So once I've done that, I will hand it back to Bivnox. Right. So it looks like a standard invitation. There is the glyph in the top right does seem to shift, which I'm not sure it should, but it does seem fairly standard invitation to the portal's tower of the wizards. So I can't see if there's anything wrong with it. It just seems fairly normal invitation.
Well done. That's good work. Are you sure you've gleaned everything from these scrolls that you possibly can.
Well, definitely so. There is nothing else to be gleaned from it. I spent quite a long time to cast a particular spell, which would tell me exactly what the thing was, and indeed it did. And it's literally just a standard invitation. The only thing that's slightly strange is the glyph does occasionally shimmer.
Yeah, you just said that. That's fine.
Who would want such a peculiar group of people to come
Speak
to
for
this
yourself.
place? Well, we don't seem to have a huge amount in common, so it's quite a... Seems very odd to me.
Well, it's a job.
Don't get me wrong, anything that pays, I'm more than happy to do.
Yeah.
But it does make me wonder.
Well, you see, wondering is always a good step, because that leads to reading.
I'm just going to get up and go to bed because I've had enough talking.
So we should probably go to the library. That's a really good idea, actually. The library, I think, is closed right now. Well, we could go tomorrow morning. Oh no, we have to go to Tizano, I suppose.
Maybe there'll be a library at one of the places that we'll stop on the way, and you
Absolutely.
can check things out there.
I mean,
They
everyone
might
has
have
libraries.
books. They may have books that they don't have here.
I hadn't thought of that.
Another reason to get out of the city every once in a while.
You see, Nasdaq's mind's just like whirring away. It's like, more books.
Well, as far as you know, as far as you've been told, at least one copy of every book in existence is in the Great Library of Camteche. There is nothing in the known world that exists outside of here.
I mean, it's not likely, because the Great Library has every book ever. This is the best library in the world, possibly the only library in the world. I mean, there are maybe other sort of smaller libraries, but there's the chances of finding a book that is not currently in our Great Library is probably not going to happen.
But maybe you might find one, and then you can be the hero that brings a new book to the library.
Well, I mean, that would be fantastic, but as I say, the odds are quite stacked against that. But I will certainly look out for other books that are on the way. Thank you.
All right, well, it's been a very trying day, so I think I am also going to retire for the evening. Good night, gentlemen.
Good night.
Good night. I think I will also retire.
Yeah, Nasdaq will hop round the corner to his hovel.
Making sure you return the glasses from the table to
Obviously.
the barber. Fair enough. So the three of you go your separate ways for the evening, and you'll get a good night's rest.
Okay. What was the country you said the Galas were from?
So,
Sorry, I've got the computer back now, so I can see everything. So I'm just flicking through everything.
Bervia, wasn't it?
Bervia, yeah.
Bervia.
So,
Yeah, that
if I-
one. Yeah.
If I flick down there.
And where is it the goblins were from?
Vikilia, the
yeah.
east.
All right. So I'm very far away from
You
everybody
are,
else.
yeah.
At least you're from the same world in this campaign.
Very true, very true. Awesome.
So, get back to the map there. So yeah, morning comes round, and any particular early risers or late sleepers?
I think I'll probably get up quite early and just go for a walk outside, scout out a little bit.
Yeah,
I do like to get up to see the sunrise. It brings me joy.
She would
Mazdak
probably
will
get
be-
out to do a run.
You morning people, you.
Yeah, Mazdak is awoken early. His parents are still demanding that he explain where he got the money, even though he's told them 17 times already how he got
Are you
the
doing
money.
drugs? Are you doing drugs?
And he manages to extricate himself and make his way back to the town.
He's not doing drugs, just selling them.
Maybe.
Yeah, so you can all go and do your morning things. There is breakfast served. It's included in the price of the room, which you're not paying for, but yeah. Mage Nettie does drop by in the morning just to greet you all. Morning. I'm glad you've all had a good night's sleep.
Morning.
Yeah, she reaches into a robe and pulls out a letter with a wax seal on, puts it on the table. This is I've written up my report of yesterday's incident. That is what you need to deliver to researcher Grossi. Yeah, so good luck on your travels.
I'll take it and tuck it away somewhere safe.
Okay, and I'll see you in a week. Yeah, you'll need to camp out somewhere on the way to Lubria, but obviously you'll be able to find somewhere to stay in Lubria if you wanted to. Again, that cost is on you if you choose to, but you can feel free to sleep outside if you want.
Doesn't bother me. I'm used to it, but
Nope.
That's up to you. So yeah, I'll see you in 6 days or so. Hopefully, unless there are any weird time things going on.
we shall see.
Okay, good luck.
Is everybody ready to go?
Are we
Yes.
walking? Are we getting animals? Or as you seem to have nominated yourself as leader,
I
Do you
prefer
have the
walk.
cash? Do you have the gold for the horse and cart?
well, we would have done if you let me do the negotiation, but you know,
If you had a problem with it, you should have said so at the time.
I was just seeing what your abilities as a negotiator were.
Mazdak, you would know that certainly within the city, you haven't seen horses and carts.
Yeah, Mazdak is like absolutely bewildered, no idea what's going on.
And travel between the roads that are there are kind of run down between settlements. Generally, people teleport. There's not much need for well-kept roads or horse riding or anything.
My own 2 feet have gotten me this far.
Very well. We walk.
Okay. Is it far? I mean, Mage Nettie did say it was 2 days.
To Lubria. Then another day to Cesano.
Right, yes, of course.
You got a problem with walking?
No, absolutely not.
You'll be fine. You know, it's different from the city out there. You know, there's less people, more dangerous things, but you're with us. We'll look after you.
Excellent, thank you.
Maybe if you just stay in the middle, I'll be at the back. Sasha will take the front.
Okay,
Just don't wander off.
okay.
And you need to be paying attention to what's around you when we're outside.
Okay.
Don't have your head in a book all the time. Yeah, I know this is why I'm saying it, because this might be different for you. You know,
Well, surely we'll be, stopping to have reading breaks.
reading breaks.
Well, yes, I can't be expected to walk all day and not read.
You will be walking most of the day.
But we will stop for reading.
No.
No.
Okay.
You can always see if you can ride on Dalen's shoulders and use his head as a bookrest.
Mazdak would not even think about suggesting that. Okay.
There'll be time for you to read in the evening once we've settled into camp.
That would be good. And of course, at when we stop for lunch and when we stop on for morning tea and afternoon tea, and why are you all looking at me like that?
I'll just give Sasha like an exasperated expression of
Not that many breaks.
you've got a lot to learn.
If we want to get to Lubria within 2 days, we can't afford to break that often.
Oh, I see. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm very new to walking to places other than the library and the here and home.
Well, you see, if you walk, you get to see things. You get to experience life. You'll see the birds flying and the
Yes, I
animals.
saw a book about birds. It was quite interesting. Did you know that?
Shall we get...
Sorry. Okay.
If we have anything that needs identifying, we'll come to you first.
Well, yes, I could be quite useful for identifying things that I can see.
If we need.
Well, of course.
Right. Everybody good to go?
Yes.
Yeah. Be good to get out of the city.
Mazdak, do you have anywhere to sleep tonight? Do you have like bedrolls or anything along those lines?
No. Is this a thing that I need?
Oh, we're not going to be staying in places like this every time.
Okay.
We're going to be sleeping on the road, so you're going to need somewhere to lay your head.
I'm assuming I would know that somewhere that there's a supply shop that I can get a bedroll, etc.
You can get everything you need for a
Okay.
silver.
Let's get you some supplies then.
I'll do that thing that I'll steal from breakfast to have lunch. Take extra, wrap it up.
Pocket bacon.
As everyone does in the hotel. Yep.
Half board.
We'll head to the supply shop and try and get Mazdak kitted out with everything I think he'll need.
Yeah, so you can get your bedroll and a tent if that's what you need, a tinder box or you know all that.
All the normal
stuff.
supplies.
Yeah. Got a tent. I assume I would have a tent. I don't have a tent, but I assume I would have one.
Yeah, I don't have a tent, but I probably wouldn't.
Considering what I do, I'll add it.
Cool. Okay.
So, Sasha, the longitude of Kantisha is basically the same as Aninia, so you'd be very much used to the climate that's here. It's generally sort of 8 to 10 degrees, so it's not the warmest. We are quite far north.
I would make sure that Mazdak had stuff to keep himself warm, because I imagine he doesn't leave the city very often.
No.
Probably doesn't leave the
I've never left the city.
library very often.
Well, I've only been at the library for a few days, so generally I've spent time in the hovel and in the bookend.
Let us depart.
Yeah, I'll be bringing up the rear and just keeping an eye on everyone from the back as we travel.
Okay,
I will take the front, yeah.
I've been told to be in the middle, so I will be in the middle.
Fair enough.
So I'm assuming it's Sasha, Dalen, Mazdak, Bivnox.
Yeah, I'll probably walk alongside you at the front.
Okay, so you leave the city for the first time in your life, Mazdak.
It's very weird.
I imagine as he leaves the city gates, like the Jurassic Park theme plays.
The gates are probably creaky. 'Cause people, oh yeah, yeah, and you see trees and fields and things.
I
With
see
your own
trees
eyes.
of green,
Not
red
those
roses too.
depictions in a book. Weird.
It's all a bit messy.
The rest of you feel very comfortable with this. It's very much what you're used to, traveling cross country, between places, looking for work and whatnot. Or looking to spread love in some cases. Yeah, like I said, the roads are there. They were sort of built and left, so there's sort of cracks in the roads and things as plant life has started to take it back. But you get travelling.
So these, when the plants are supposed to be in the middle of the pathway here, is this normal?
Well, if the roads were kept up, then no, not really. But the seeds, they drift on the wind. They land where they land, and they sprout and grow.
It seems very disorganized.
Oh, yes, nature is. It's organized and disorganized at the same time. It follows rules of life and death and growth and rebirth. But it goes where it will.
This
Just gonna write
continent
that
seems
down.
to rely too much on magic. There are other places across the world that are better conditioned.
I see. Okay. Okay.
I won't really be listening to them. I have my full tracker, like sensors going, scouting out, keeping an eye out, looking out behind me every now and again.
Very
Sure
well.
might be.
Make a perception check just while you're keeping an eye.
15.
It's all pretty quiet. There's no one else on the road. You can hear and feel the wildlife that's around in the forested areas. Yeah, there's through the trees, sort of to the south, the left of the direction you're traveling. You can see bits of farmland, so it's not the what do you call it? Urban? No, rural. Rural areas of the country aren't completely devoid of life. Obviously, food needs to grow.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Bidnox is a bit more relaxed out here. He's not very good in cities, so even though he's not familiar with this part of the world, just being out of the city, he's a bit more relaxed.
If I see anything that could be used for lunch or dinner, I will get my bow out and attempt to take it down.
Okay. Well, make a perception check then if you're going to look for something.
If I see her get a bow out, I will pay careful attention to how she shoots.
Dirty 20.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, there's a small gathering of deer off to one side. You've seen a few rabbits, hares, or something hop around.
I will aim for the largest deer.
Okay.
I'll sidle up against her and go, oh, use a bow, hey?
On occasion.
Don't miss.
I'll try not to.
Make your shot.
14.
14. Yeah. So yeah. So you take your bow under a little bit of pressure from someone who's clearly analysing your technique or something. You take your shot and you hit it in the rump. It limps off a bit and falls down.
When the sound of the bow goes, Mazdak will just whirl around and Eldritch Blast out of absolute fear. He has no idea. He thinks they're under attack.
What are you aiming at?
The deer.
The deer. Okay. Yeah. Take a shot.
That is 23.
So whereas the arrow took the deer in the back, the Eldritch Blast hits it fairly square in the side of the head, and the force damage from that removes the head.
Ah!
Calm down.
What are we doing?
Calm down, little brother. Sasha is just getting us lunch.
Oh, sorry. Okay, sorry.
I must say, Sasha, that was quite a good shot. However, Mazdak, that wasn't a good shot. You need to calm that down.
I thought because she was attacking, we were under siege and they were going to kill us because you said that people were trying to kill us.
Oh, they're not going to kill us yet. They will do, but just not yet.
But well, how will I know which
Well,
is lunch and which is death?
You'll know.
Generally speaking, we'll all start fighting if there's something bad happening. If it's just Sasha or Bivnox, then maybe they're hunting for food.
Okay, that's right. Okay. Master,
This could
writing
be.
this down.
No, put that away. Come with me.
Huh?
I think I just give Sasha the side. I say I think we should teach Mazdak here some butchering skills.
I don't think that.
This is important for you to learn if you're going to survive out here.
You said you wanted to learn.
What is there a set of instructions and a book?
We'll tell you what to do, and I'll wink
Okay.
at Sasha.
Mazdak sort of turns page.
No,
Starts
put the
writing
book.
a butchery across the top in script.
Yeah, you won't need the book,
Well, how will I remember how to do it?
and I'll give him like. I assume I've got like some sort of skinning knife or paring knife.
Mhm.
You'll
Yeah,
need
I'll-
this.
Something you'd have here.
Okay. So
And get going.
tuck
See,
it on the
use your
on top of the
initiative.
book and take one.
No, it's not for writing. You're going to use it on that.
Yeah, I've just put it in my other hand while
You're
I'm
muted
talking.
again.
Yeah.
I think you're too far from your mic.
Sorry, I've got push to talk on because of stuff. Yeah, he's just put it in his other hand with the book so he can write down, take one knife.
I will gently pull the book from his hands.
Okay.
Learn
I'll
by
write it
doing.
afterwards. I'll write afterwards. That's fine.
Indeed.
Okay, that's a good plan. Sorry, I was going to do it as I went along so I didn't forget or miss anything.
We can always remind you.
Okay.
And we'll instruct him on what to do, but let him do it.
Okay. Let's have like some sort of instruction roll
Just
from one or both of you. Some
survival.
sort of, yeah, make a survival check.
Do you want one of us or both of us?
We just
I get advantage, but
well, yeah, same thing then.
oh, not great though. 19.
Okay. So that's some pretty good instruction from a seasoned skinner.
Okay. Do you want me to roll something to...
Yeah, just give me a dexterity check.
Roll a gross out check,
Yeah.
a nausea check.
You've been out of the city for half an hour and you're covered in blood.
16.
Sorry, advantage because of the good
Oh, okay.
thing.
Still
Although,
16.
yeah. You don't do a bad job. For your first time skinning an animal, it takes you a while, but you certainly get enough fresh meat off of this to feed the four of you.
So, I think I understand the principle is where you separate the meat from the rest of the carcass, and the idea is to select the cuts that will be most tasty and then remove the skin and so on and prepare. That's actually very quite interesting and good. So I will then start writing it down.
How do you feel?
Good. I'm learning.
You're learning by doing.
Yes, quite.
You don't need to write this down.
Oh, I definitely do.
It brings him comfort.
I assume we just sort of package up the cuts of meat and.
But Mazdak, for a first time, you did very well.
Thank you.
You're now in charge of hunting.
What?
Next time you're going to take it down. We're going to teach you how to shoot. Not your magic shooting, because that's a bit too much.
I don't think that's a good plan.
Yeah, this isn't a negotiation. This is happening.
Okay.
And I assume you're not stopping yet, so we'll just sort of take the meat, sort of wrap it up, and carry on for a bit.
Yeah. After a while, it does get to lunchtime, so you can stop and take a break, cook up some of that meat.
I will roll up the pelt as well.
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, there's enough of the deer skin, the deer hide left from a reasonable butchery. So as you continue to travel and you stop for lunch, where of course some good reading time.
Absolutely.
And you carry on, and it's getting into the afternoon. I'd like someone to roll a d6 for me, please.
Go on, James.
Okay. Three.
Okay. Yeah, so there's a sudden wave that seems to pulse out from the way that you've come. And it's fast. It doesn't take you off your feet or anything, but there's this wave of energy that comes past, and as it passes you, it's nighttime.
Wow, that's interesting. What do you make of that, Mazdak?
Well, Maidenetty did mention that, did she not? Where the some of the side effects of this temporal tears does not only interfere with the teleporters, but it is changes the time, as has been previously noted. And he's sort of flicking back into his book to recall the conversation that they had about this. So it is now, I believe, nighttime, according to everything that has been said before.
Yeah, you don't need books to tell you it's nighttime. You can just look up.
No, but the conversation was that the nighttime fell quickly as a result of this temporal tear. This is not a natural occurrence of nighttime, but it is a side effect of the actual thing that happened.
Is it nighttime as far as the eye can see, or are we in like a bubble?
No, whereas before there was darkness above the city and there was blue outside of that, this is just night. This is like any other night that you've ever seen.
So the question here is: do we feel tired as though we would have done if we'd spent the entire day walking, or is it just turned to night?
Mm.
Before the pulse, it was maybe 3 in the afternoon, and you feel like it's still 3 in the afternoon in terms of yourself.
Okay. Well, that was interesting.
And the scenery hasn't changed. You're still next to the same trees that you were next to, and so on.
Curious. Wonder how long this will last for.
Well, if it happens too often, it'll take more than a week, because we'll only be doing half days.
Mazdak, maybe you should take a note of the time that it is occurring and at the time that it ends.
Well, what time is it?
I'm not sure that it is how can I say it? This is a time skip. This is not an effect that will end as such. It is now night, so night will presumably follow until it is then daybreak in the normal manner.
I think
Unfortunately,
what
we
she
will have to wait and see.
I think what she meant was just to record when it happens, so maybe we can see if there's a pattern.
Ah, so the day after, you mean? Because the actual wave of energy that we felt, was it similar to that vibration in the air that we felt when the actual event happened?
There was something similar to it. Yes, there wasn't that sense of tearing that you felt
Right.
before.
So if you note down what time the event happened yesterday, and then what time the event happened today, and maybe we can see if one happens at the same time tomorrow,
Well,
or if there's any correlation between them all.
I don't believe it was the same time. Because it would be after I had finished in the library yesterday that the event happened, which would have been, what, about 6-ish in the evening? Or was it earlier?
Probably right. They are meant to tie up. It
Oh,
is
right.
meant to be 24 hours.
Okay, so 3 p.m. then, that's fine. So,
So you
yes,
started off early yesterday.
yeah. So, that's a very good observation, Dalen. It's almost exactly yesterday, same time that this happened. So, yes, we should look out for tomorrow at 3-ish.
Did the event that occurred the previous day, was it like, did it come and then faded away and went back to normal?
The tearing incident in the courtyard.
Yeah.
It came pretty quick and it faded pretty quick.
But this is staying on the night.
Seems to be.
Yeah, so the last one was an invasion of some sort. This one is a time slip of some sort.
Yeah, it looks like this is a side effect of yesterday's.
Can we tell roughly what time it would be normally with this level of darkness?
I presume the stars will have moved.
The stars are now there. They weren't there before the event. Stars would naturally move through the night, so if anyone is familiar with the skies of Camtasia and would know exactly what the night sky looked like.
I wouldn't be familiar with Camtasia. That's the first time I've been here.
Yeah.
Well,
same.
I'm probably familiar with it as I've lived all my life in this city.
Would you have observed them enough to know that that constellation is there at this particular time, and it's there at this time?
Probably not. I'm more into books.
Yeah, you don't look up, you look down at the books.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I know the stars are there, but
Is there a way to tell roughly from the level of darkness how many hours might have gone by?
Well, it's night. It's normal natural night, so it's not. You're not getting into dusk or dawn, and the levels of light that you get from that.
I'm just trying to work out approximately how many hours we've skipped.
Yeah, it's tough to say. Wait until dawn and count the seconds.
Well, I'm not tired. Should we carry on through the night?
Is that at all wise?
I don't see why not.
Okay.
Well, if time's going to keep skipping on us, then we're never going to be at the right time for our bodies, if that makes sense.
Well, why don't we carry on walking until we're tired and then count, whether it's day or night? If we can't rely on the night and the day to be in the right place, then just use our bodies as a clock.
I don't know. I don't mind carrying on.
Otherwise, if we have half days every day, it's going to take us weeks to get where we're going.
Hmm.
That's quite interesting, actually, because if we go to sleep now, as it was night time, then we would wake at the natural daytime with the light, which because all creatures are affected by what we term as circadian rhythms. So what would happen is you would awake with the.
Let's keep going then, shall we?
Okay.
So
I'll follow along.
Are you lighting torches to?
Well, I can see in the dark, so I'll just carry on at the front, leading the way.
Yeah, I've got dark vision as well.
Probably all of you have, haven't you? Okay.
Nope, I don't have dark vision.
I have dark vision.
Yeah.
60 feet.
Okay. Well,
If you can't see Mazdak, just hold on to my cloak.
Okay.
I can provide light if needed. But I think it's probably safer if we stay under the radar as much as possible. Because light usually attracts things.
Or you could ride on my shoulders, little one, if you want to.
I think I could walk. Thank you.
Very well.
you could fashion some sort of papoose. Okay, so you are going to keep travelling through the now sudden night, but that's where we'll end the first session.
Yay!
Excellent.
Awesome. Thank you very much. That was quite
I hope
fun.
you've enjoyed it. There's real distinct personalities, all four of you coming through. It's really good.
Cool. Thank you. No, it's really interesting. I
Yeah.
love the world. It's huge, and I think
The maps are awesome.
yes, absolutely.
They are, yes.
Oh,
I just love being able to give back to Dan what he gives to me for a change.
Trellador will be very proud of you.
Yes, Celeste is definitely a lot more docile.
mm.
Cool. No, that was brilliant. Thank you, Martin, for
Thank you, Martin.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
and thank everybody. Thank you to all our new viewers. You are most welcome to stick around. We'll be back next Sunday with episode 2 of this as yet unnamed campaign. While we are away this evening, our friends at Role Playing Gamers, I believe, are back with their next Italia campaign. So go give them a follow.
Role Playing Gamers.
Half past 7 this evening, UK time. Go and have a look at their Elemental campaign, which is quite fun. We would normally do a session on a Tuesday evening at 7:30, but one of our players has disappeared away to Canada, which is
One of our
so
integral players.
yeah, so as that particular player is quite instrumental to the arc we are currently exploring, we will pause until she's back. But again, do please check out all of the people that are linked on our site. Give them a follow. Go give Shadow some love. We appreciate all of your follows and your chats and questions in the chat. It's brilliant. Thank you very much for the raid. That was amazing. And we will see you all again very soon. Have a wonderful Sunday, and bye bye.